Bonjour, and welcome back to our Shopping Like a Parisian series. In our previous video, we explored 6 of the best pedestrian shopping streets in Paris. If you haven't watched it yet, be sure to check it out. The link to it is here on the top right. Today we are continuing our experience of Parisian shopping by delving into another hidden gem of the city, the covered passages. These passages offer a unique experience showcasing Parisian history, culture, and craftsmanship. I've picked out 6 of the most beautiful and fascinating covered passages in Paris, so get ready to discover the hidden shopping gems of the city. The first passage we will visit is the Passage du Grand Cerf at 145 Rue Saint-Denis in the 2nd arrondissement. No, not this passage, the one behind you. This is a play on words. Le passage means the not wise or the naughty. This passage was opened in 1825 on the site of the Hôtel du Grand Cerf, which means Big Stag. The passage is home to craft shops, but also creators, decorators, milliners, designers and communication professionals. These passages we are visiting today are an early form of shopping arcade built primarily during the first half of the 19th century. By the 1850s, there were approximately 150 covered passages in Paris, but this decreased greatly as a result of Haussmann's renovation of Paris between 1850 and 1870. Only a couple of dozen passages remains in the 21st century, all on the right bank. In this specific passage, the use of metal structures made it possible to locate the large glass roof at a high height, and thus free up large glazed surfaces at the level of the interior facades of the shops. We emerge in the Rue Doce. From there, it's a 10-minute walk to our next destination, the Galerie Véro-Dodat. The Galerie Véro-Dodat is filled with mostly high-caliber designer boutiques and antique shops. Among them are 2 Christian Louboutin stores, the women's Paris flagship boutique and the world's first Louboutin men's store. It's a tad expensive, don't you think? gallery is neoclassical in style, with marble columns, gold trim, frescoes, and a black and white tiled floor. This small sculpture, which can be found everywhere in the Paisagem, represents the god Hermes, god of merchants. This is to symbolize that we are clearly in a place dedicated to commerce. Maybe a bit too early for lunch. The two statues in niches represent Hermes with his winch helmet and a caduceus in his hand, he is the god of merchants, and Hercules dressed in the skin of the Nemean lion. Next up, Galerie Vivienne, Paris' most famous passage. A short 5-minute stroll and we have arrived at the Galerie Vivienne, undoubtedly the most beautiful in Paris. Built in 1823, it is 176 meters long and 3 meters wide. The gallery has been registered as a historical monument since 1974. The architect François-Jacques Delannoy conceived the decor in neoclassical Pompeian style covered with an elegant canopy, with mosaics, paintings, and sculptures exciting trade, as in the Galerie Véro-Dodat. The glazed rotunda, with its hemispherical glass dome, allows for air circulation. This passage is a true representation of the luxurious lifestyle of Parisians during the 19th century. This shop has some wonderful wooden toys if you're into that. There's a mirror on the ceiling of this restaurant, which makes it look much bigger. Behind these works is the National Library of France. A little further down the street we find the Galerie Colbert, which I personally don't find very beautiful, but which houses a splendid Art Deco brasserie, the Grand Colbert. Maybe you should check this. Let's go to the next passage. The journey will be quite short. This entrance to the Passage des Panoramas is not as beautiful as the one on the other side, on the Grand Boulevard. Opened in 1800, the Passage des Panoramas is the second oldest of the covered passage of Paris. This passage innovated in having glazed roofing and later on, in 1817, gas lights for illumination. Its name came from an attraction built on the site. On two large rotunda's walls, panoramic paintings of Paris, Toulon, Rome, Jerusalem and other famous cities were displayed. The historic house of the engraver Stern, whose shop is protected as historical monument, abandoned the premises in 2014 in favor of the Italian restaurant Café Stern, founded the same year. This small signage that you can find in many places in Paris is indicating a historical monument. As you can see, there are many stamp shops in the passage. next passage is just across this street, Boulevard Montmartre, one of the Grands Boulevards created by the Baron Haussmann in 1860. The passage Jouffroy is located in the 9th arrondissement and was built in 1846. This passage is famous for its iconic mechanical toys and unique boutiques. This passage also houses the Musée Grévin, a museum featuring wax sculptures of famous personalities from around the world, Paris's equivalent of the Tussauds Museum in London. If the entrance of the museum is on the boulevard, the exit is in the passage, as is the museum's boutique. If you want to buy a cane in Paris, or even a cane sword, this is the place to come. The Chopin Hotel may be a 2-star hotel only, but it is highly rated on TripAdvisor. Here, the passage makes a right-angle turn and runs west for a few meters before descending some stairs. It then continues in a northerly direction to its outlet on the Rue Grange Batelière. This was imposed by the irregular pattern of the 3 plots on which the passage was built. Once again, the next passage is just opposite the street. Passage Verdeau is the last of our top passage list. Established in 1846, Passage Verdeau is an extension of Passage des Panoramas on Jouffroy. Set back, Passage Verdeau has always suffered from comparison with the passage it extends and has long remained neglected.
Nasce uma flor, muitas vezes é da dor que vem o amor.
It is, however, one of the clearest, with a high glass roof in fishbones and a neoclassical design.
Olhe seus olhos de luz e
Passage Verdeau's restaurants are a good place to have lunch when it's raining outside, or when it's too hot and you want some shade.
esquecidas caídas em noites perdidas. Vou encontrar o meu lar. Foi do seu sorriso que encontrei a paz. Alguém que preciso pra não olhar mais pra trás.
This marks the end of our walk to discover the most interesting passage of Paris.
Que encontrei a paz.
Hope you enjoyed it. If so, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos to come.
Pra trás.
Before leaving, a bonus gift for those who have stayed so far, the Galerie Vivienne decorated for Christmas.